Hello friends, in this video we will do another scenario for the record trigger flow. So the use case is whenever a new lead is created, then a user should get an email with the alert that hey, a new lead is created by this person and you can take some action. Okay, so how to proceed for that? You know, in the record trigger flow, we have two types. As I have told in the previous video, if you are yet to watch, then please watch that first. So we had fast field update and action and related record. So as I have told you, fast field update is used before this record is saved. Okay. So here we will use action and related record type because in that we use that whenever we need to create send an email or update a related record. So that scenario we will test in this one. So let's create a new flow. Click on record triggered flow. Okay, so what is the name of our object? It's lead. Okay, whenever a new lead is created, we need to fire this. We can set some entry conditions as well. So let's leave the entry conditions as none for now. Okay, now before this, we used fast field updates. We use fast field updates when I want to update the field of that particular record which is triggering the flow. Okay, that means I am updating the field of that record only which is triggering the flow. So fast field update get triggers before the record is saved to the database as it's written as well. But this is not the case with actions and related records. You can see update any record and perform actions like sending an email. So this is the case which we are going to do. So selecting this. Okay, now clicking on adding element, we will add a email action element. Okay, send email. There is a thing called email alert as well. I will make a video, separate video on that also. This is similar to email action, but in the email alert we will just send the record ID of the trigger. I mean the record which is triggering the flow, we will send the record ID only, but in the email action we will specify everything. You can see these fields, body, not all are mandatory but some fields. Okay, we can use email template as well, but in the email alert we will just pass the record ID and in that email alert we will call that email template. Okay, we will see that scenario later. So let's first of all name our email action element as like send. Okay, let's write trigger email on lead creation. Okay, so let's go ahead with this. Okay, now body subject. If you are using a template, then you need to specify the template ID. And if you are specifying a template ID, then this subject or body is not required because in the template itself, subject and body we have already specified. Okay. So for now, we are using directly here. We are not using the email template. In the next video, I will show you how to use the email template as well and what is the benefit of using email template. Okay. So the body. Now we will make the body as dynamic. It won't be just like I write some text here, a text here like hello and ABCD something like that. We will make it dynamic. Like in the body, okay, I will create a new resource first of all. Let's name our resource as text template. Okay, let's name it as body. Now in the body, I will write, for example, please check a new lead is created. This thing I can done simply by using text as well. We did not create a new resource, but what I am doing is I will use a dynamic value. Please check a new lead is created by, what is the name of the person? We will use the first name. Okay, we can use last name as well, but we will use the first name. Okay, that will be dynamically used. So for that we will use the resource picker. We will search for record. This is the global variable which is storing all the values, all the field values of the record, lead record, which is triggering this flow. Clicking on this, let's search for first name. Now you can see it is getting used here. Also you can do so many things. You can change the color and also make this bold. So many things you can try on your own. Okay, that's all. Similarly for the subject, we can do the same thing for subject as well. If I want to specify something particular in the subject as well, but for now I don't have anything particular for subject, so let's write simply attention. Okay, now what is the other mandatory thing? Who is the recipient? Who will receive this mail? So for recipient we have three things, or in fact yes, three things. Okay, these three. Like recipient ID, I can directly specify the ID of a contact. For example, I have a contact in the org and that ID, then it will use the email ID corresponding to that contact record if a email ID is mentioned there. Okay. Also, I can directly hard code my email ID here, and by using comma, I can specify multiple email IDs as well. So for now, I will do this. Also, I can do this as well. Recipient address collection. This is the collection of the recipient email address. We can try that as well. So for now, let me just hard code my email address. I hope I am writing fine. Okay, so this is my test email address. Okay, and we will click on done. Also, you can specify the sender email address. If you want a particular email address from whom the email will be triggered, you can set a org wide email address as well, or the current user email address. By default, it's the current user email address. That means the logged in user. Okay, I think everything is fine. Let's click on save. Let's name the flow as email trigger lead email trigger flow. You see, that's so simple. There is no need of doing any coding, nothing, no use of LWC. You are just using point and click tools and everything is working fine. Okay, so before testing it, let's first of all check the debug whether everything is fine. In the debug, you can skip the start conditions as well. Okay, because we are just testing, but here I haven't specified any start conditions, so that's fine. We need not skip it. Okay, but we need to specify a lead record. For that only it will debug. But currently I don't have any lead record, so first of all I need to create it. Okay, so let's create a record. Let's give it my name. Any mandatory field left? No, I think it is fine. So the record is saved, but the email won't be sent yet because we haven't activated the trigger flow yet. Oh, I think we have already activated. Haven't we? Yes, we have it activated. So I think I should have received the email. Let me check once. Hey, here is the email. This is the subject and this is the body. But what is this? What is this? Why is this HTML coming? This P tag, this strong tag. I have done this just to show you one thing. It is a very simple thing, but many times people skip it. Okay, now you can go to that here, the resource you have created, the body. Okay. What I have done here, view as rich text, but you should view as plain text. Okay, so in the plain text you can see this thing will be directly coming in the body, so you need to remove this. You need to remove this. You can also write, see here, use plain text for a send email action. Some custom actions may also expect plain text. Okay, clicking on done. We need to save it again. We can save it as a new flow as well as a new version for this. So I'm not going to create a new flow. Let's save it as version 2. Clicking on activate. Now we need to create a new lead. Oh, let's create it anyway. Okay, so let's name it. You can dynamically use values of any fields, not just the name. You can also put in the body that the record creator company name is this and all the other details as well. Okay, let's see whether I got the email. My Gmail got hanged. Hey, here it is. Okay, please check a new lead is created by. Okay, I think I forgot to remove it from somewhere. Uh, this was left from here. Anyway, that is fine. In the next video, I will tell you that why we should use email template. Email template should always be used. It's a best practice because at the later stage, client may have a particular requirement that your email body should like look like this. Like we should use a letterhead and the footer, some particular requirements. Okay. So in that case, this is not a good practice, like using a text template or I am directly hard coding something here. Okay, so we should always use email template. And if we are using an email template ID, then subject and body are no longer required. Also, other thing to keep in consideration is we should avoid hard coding the values for the email IDs as well. You should use a thing called get records. Okay, like before email, I'm just telling you briefly. I'm not performing it. Okay, like get records. Get records you are using, and then now you will dynamically fetch your email ID. Okay, on the basis of some particular conditions like for the contact record. Okay, like we have contact object. Okay, then we will see like for a particular field value like the suppose the contact ID is this, then only in that case fetch the email ID, then it will store the email ID and then we will use that email ID which is stored in the get records here. So this is the best practice. Okay, so thank you. In the next video, I will tell you how to create an email template and how to use it in the hands-on. Okay, so also let me tell you about the Salesforce playlist. So this is the Salesforce flow playlist. There are many more videos which I am yet to upload, which are on track, and we have the playlist on CPQ as well, and also Apex, LWC. Many more things are there. So do check out and do subscribe. Okay, see you then.